Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Retired Godfather, aka Joe J. Bolger, and tonight I'm going to be doing another part of Shadow of War Online, Online Conquest. Now, in our last part, I talked about the arrival to Gorgoroth that we'll be doing, multiple different sieges. Now, let me kind of explain to you guys real quick what these tribal missions are. Now, the Outlaw Tribes pack pretty much gives you more captains or more commanders. So, off camera, I've been grinding those. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go right to Online Conquest. We're going to fast travel right to the fortress, just so we can have an easy way to get to the mission, rather than you guys having to watch me literally walk to the mission. So, now I am going to try to get a broadcast or streaming thing going. I'll just wait for you guys to finish. Now, pretty much what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you guys tips and tricks on how to conquer multiple players' fortresses in the region of Gorgoroth. Now, what we're going to... Oh, never mind. Those are allied captains. I thought he was orange for a second. His armor was orange for a second. I apologize. So, now, what we're going to do is we are going to go to the Online Conquest, and we'll see who we've got on the ranked missions here. Now, multiple different people have said to me, "Oh, why'd you kill, I think Gollum the Digger, his name was." Now, the reason why I did that was because a lot of people, well, one of my subscribers said, "Oh, he gives you purple oryx." Well, guess what? I'm not into getting the exotic oryxes yet. I will work on it, but now it's not that time. So what do we got in Gorgoroth? As you can tell, I'm a level 192. And we've got R1 Cardo, 1636. He is a defense rank 190. And as you can tell, I've got a captain slot open. So what we're going to do is we're going to assign a captain to it as an assault leader. So, you know what? We'll use Krookichi, for example, since he's a defender. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through his defenses, which are fairly nothing. So we can go with fire archers, Shaleb's Brood, and maybe poisonous siege. And yeah, we'll go with poisonous siege beasts, as well as defender host and sappers. Now, basically, the reason why I choose Shaleb's Brood a lot of the time is because it panics the defender's troops. It panics the defenders, so they think, "Oh shit, a bunch of bugs are coming into the fort. Let's get out," basically, is what the defending orcs are thinking from the other side. And then we have the fire archers, which throughout history there's been a scorched earth policy, but we do a scorched fort policy here. So I will be trying to take out his captains, either capturing them or killing them. Now, I haven't seen his captains' names yet, so we'll see when we get there. And I will be trying to start a live stream of this, and this will be the last video episode for a while I get the broadcast situation handled. Now, enemies recruited during an online vendetta or online conquest can also be found in your garrison. Now, one thing that I would suggest that you guys do is when you and your infantry charge the fort, charge ahead of the infantry. Because you don't know how boxed in the other person's defenses are. How his archers and crossbowmen are. Do they have fire-tipped arrows? Do they have regular-tipped arrows? Does he have dual artillery in the front? Does he have two siege beats in the front with whatever artillery he's using? Now, this guy does not have any artillery whatsoever, so I have that advantage. And now, as you can tell, the infantry are trying, the crossbowmen are trying to stop my infantry from charging through, which will not be as effective as they think. And then what we're going to do is we're going to activate these two captured archers. And Dutch the Record Keeper is a mystic assassin, so he's dead. At level 32, I have no idea if he's dead or alive. Well, Gollum is now dead. So the level 38 captain, whoever he is, will probably be dead or alive. And the Olag is going to crush his foot. Crook the Sickling. Okay. Now the guy that I want, so let it, let it happen. So now we're going to push in. We're going to push in and have the attackers, my troops, push the enemy forces back. Now, he does not have dual artillery, which is not smart, because if you have artillery and you've got a mixed force of cavalry, olags, defenders, archers, light infantry, heavy infantry coming at you, you definitely want to have either cursed siege beasts or not cursed siege beasts or poison siege beasts. So what you do is you push these. You have the artillery kind of break your defenders, and you'll go from there. Kind of break the attackers and go from there. So this will be probably the only captain I'll be able to recruit. So, welcome to the ranks, Circuit of the Bludgeons. But we'll have him fall back because he's the only guy that's going to be involved, really. So now we move in and we're going to confront the Overlord. Now what I do is, like I've said in previous videos, always do the capturing of the enemy forces that are now POWs, just so you have enough health going into the boss fight with the Overlord. Now, the Overlord of R1 Cardo 636 is about to face my wrath. It's about to face my wrath, really, so let's go. Now, so now we're gonna walk in. There'll be a little speech dialogue.
Now you learn, man filth. Now
Ooh, he's a poisonous marauder.
You first.
So I'm hoping that him being a poisonous marauder. Oh, and he's a savage. Ooh, not the best to be around, really. So what I'm gonna do is summon some of my grog really, so let me get my grog up in here, and my bodyguard, who is a level 50, so we'll see what happens. And one of my captains, my bodyguard, has done a Mortal Kombat reference. I think it was Scorpion that says that. Now you got a bit of his Praetorian Guard of infantry, which are savages. So we hop on up, see if there's any archers around, which there should be somewhere. Oh, they're right over there. So what we're gonna do to kind of be of a big help to not only our side, but my bodyguard, is we're gonna jump on up and we're gonna capture his archers. Now the archers, that's archer number 1, and now archer number 2. So we activate those 2, and they will start shooting at the Overlord. Now, my bodyguard is currently going to work over the Overlord, which is now a poison captain. So, GG on that. Arlencardo, seems like somebody actually follows my advice when it comes to captains. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of this Caragor. Use the Caragor real quick, which will probably not need to have occurred, but we're gonna capture Scar Brawlmaster here. Or Scott Brawlmaster. Now, he's gonna fall back to the garrison. Now, R1 did not have any artillery, which made the conquest easy, which I would recommend he changes that for in the event that our armies clash again. But other than that, GG to Arlencardo, 1636. So now, the next fort we're going to do is another ranked fortress, and I hope this one has artillery, because I'm going to show you guys how to make quick work of artillery siege beasts. So what you do is, the boxes that you see on their backs are ammunition boxes, so you just either throw axes in my character's case, because he's wearing the Nazgul, or as I like to call it, the Grim Reaper armor set with the sword involved. So you just throw the axes or arrows, depending on what weapon you're using, and they'll blow up. The ammo boxes will blow up, breaking the siege beast entirely. But you want to do on both sides of the fort. You're going to do one side, other side, you know, same deal. So now we're going to go to another online conquest. Now we are a level 292, which I want to get that up to about 447. Now Roglirius 95, he is a 288. Now we're going to see what types of defenses he's got. Okay. I see the following issues with his fort. He's got no artillery defenses whatsoever, but he has two rare war chiefs. One of them being Urgram the Destroyer, the big Olaf with the flamethrower on his back. You always want to capture those guys, because those guys are invaluable. Now, Lorm the Stinger, I have not seen him at all, so he's legendary, so capture him as well. So we're going to try to capture all three of these captains and turn them to our side. So what we're going to do is we are going to switch it up and use Cursed Siege Beasts for this. Because Cursed Siege Beasts fire directly into the enemy, and they don't affect, beasts. They don't affect, beasts or monsters. They affect infantry. Now, we're going to keep the fire archers. We're going to save Farsight for next time. We're not going to use a Wargrog this time, but we are going to keep Sherlob's Brood, and I'll show you guys the difference between Cursed Siege Beast Artillery and Fire Siege Beast Artillery in the next online conquest. So let's go. So this will be another blowout conquest, as I like to call them, because the enemy player does not put defenses on his forts, which is bad, because the more less defended forts I run into, or a player like myself would run into, and they are equipped with siege beasts, a lot of infantry, mixed infantry, defenders, savages, berserkers, savage berserkers, regular swordsmen, light infantry, archers, crossbowmen, Ologs, all the infantry, all the mixed infantry, that even Karagor cavalry, you're not going to be able to stop. So basically, without artillery, this is going to be a blowout conquest. So what my siege beasts are doing is they are going after any infantry, because cursed siege beasts affect the mine. Now what I'm doing is I'm clearing out the crossbowmen, and then I'm going to be using the crossbowmen that I've got in support of my infantry. So now we've got level 80 infantry. So what we're going to do is we're going to capture the gatehouse. So now these guys are going to be forced to retreat. I have no idea why I have a level 47 in my ranks. I have no idea. That is a mistake on my part. Now, we're going to go to the second capture point, and hopefully we can capture these captains. And there are more captains to come, so not the best, because my guys will be surrounded. And I can already see that my level 47, I can already see that my level 47's down. And I'm going to okay, now this guy, half of my captains are down, which is not good. Now I'm level 58. Hey, how is it a level 79?
I'm the strongest around. This'll be good.
Yeah, this conquest has not been a blowout like I thought because of the captains. No, this is not good on my part because of the serpent escaped. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to capture this guy right here for health, and I'm gonna capture this person for health as well, because B is not. Most of it, most of my war chiefs will be.
Thank you. Now to repay these maggots in kind.
Now the enemy war chiefs are forcing the retreat. So now let's see who we can get. And Shag the Obsessed is now dead. the Shag the Obsessed is dead. We're gonna go for this captain here. Recruit Luga the Humiliator. So we're gonna have him retreat. And then we're gonna have this guy come with us as well. Zun Lucky Shot. Now Zun is gonna retreat as well, and I apologize for the glitch screen. Where he was just out of standing right behind the O-Lock. The O-Lock captain. Now the O-Lock captain is also going to be a prisoner of war that will never be liberated. Now Umgram the Destroyer is going to retreat. Now we've got 2 out of the 3 of the main captains. Well, we have 2 out of 3 of the main captains, and now the POWs are going to get the usual treatment, the usual health regen treatment. So most of my guys are celebrating. I wish that in the next Shadow of War or Shadow game they do a counterattack where the people that you think you've captured break their bonds, or a reinforcement army comes out of nowhere, and you're like, okay, who are these guys? And you get smashed from like the rear, the side, whatever, in regards to your tactical deployment. Okay, there's 2 level 80s here, which
I've been training and preparing for this my
I've
entire
word of
life.
fear.
What hope do you have?
I have a grog. I have a
You
grog
can
and I have a grog and a level 50 bodyguard, dumbass. Who's just like you. He's a savage. Okay, hold on. we do this, and now time for me to search for the, for any, archers on the top here. Yeah, there's one archer. Activate him. Okay, I thought I heard the laugh of Proc giggles for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, is Proc alive or is he like, you know? I didn't deploy him to this region. Like, you know, it kind of threw me off for a sec. So what we're gonna do is we are going to find the last. Oops. Now we're gonna have the other crossbowman start shooting at his comrades. And now we've got problems. Problems in the form of level 80 bodyguards. Yikes! And no! No! Okay, well, Norok, you had a good run, but I think I prefer Crook Bloodaxe to Crook Bloodaxe's non-related twin. But rest in peace, Norok the Torch. Yeah, this is not gonna work. This is gonna be a failed siege, obviously. Before we go out on the next siege, I am going to have to have a bodyguard.
Stop crawling around. Don't you men have spines? Get up!
I am going to have to deploy any bodyguards, so. Yeah, this is not working. Yeah, this is not gonna be. This is gonna be a.
Like a lazy club. Less lying, more dying. Get up!
This is gonna be a failed conquest. So a bit of a blemish on my record, but hopefully we can get. Hopefully we can get Crook Bloodaxe rather than his rather than his underlevel twin, who, might I add, is not Crook Bloodaxe. And with Shadow of War being very, and I'm not gonna lie here, very, not predetermined, but randomly generated, I hope that,
but I have not fallen under the dominion of the Witch King.
I hope that I can get a,
Goes on.
I hope that I can get a Crook Bloodaxe, one of, Tyr Grace's bodyguards, and one of his best. So what we're gonna do is we've got Ungol the Rugged and Norok the Torch, rest in peace. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. Now, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an offline captain capture. So we're gonna deploy a couple of our newest captains to Gorgoroth. So we have 5 of these guys. So we are going to deploy these level 80s to Gorgoroth, and then we'll deploy the others to Minas Morgul. So, Urgram the Destroyer, deployed, promoted to captain. We'll let him have his flamethrower still. Now, Luga the Humiliator. Now, Luga, I have no idea if he should need poison weapons, but I think he should get one, just to, you know, just to be of help. And then we got Zun Lucky Shot. Now, Zun will also need a poison weapon, so. With these guys deployed, they'll all be given poison weapons. And we've also got Shock Brawlmaster. He's already got a poison weapon, so we'll deploy him here. Hopefully he doesn't have to fight anybody. Now, I will be deploying the Skok on another, now, Azuka the Bludgeoned, I will be deploying him to Minas Morgul. And the reason why I'm deploying him here is so no unknown captains can jump him. And plus he's a level 38, so it'll be good for him to run around the streets of Minas Morgul like an idiot. So what we're gonna do beforehand, before we go on to our next online conquest and get our level back, is we are going to be training Crook Itchy with a poison weapon, because you should always give the captains that you're going to be using the most poison weapons. Now, I made that mistake with Norok, and I will never make that mistake again, because these guys are going to be your frontline troops. Guys that are going to be your frontline guys, give poisoned weapons to them. Now, where is... Okay, well, Lorne the Strong, we're going to also give him a poison weapon, because he has the weapon of no element. Kuga the Lucky, same deal. Even though he's a defender. Now, your defenders are your best infantry to go in with a charge. Now, Skuga Lucky Shot. Well, you know, we'll give Skuga a fire weapon, since he's a level 56 and won't be seeing any online combat. Now, these others, whom I'm about to give fire weapons to, because they're going to be in frontline combat. Look at the Humiliator. I'm not going to be giving Urgram the Destroyer a poison weapon, for obvious reasons. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to put... Okay, who else needs a poison weapon? Okay, I think we're good. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring up a bodyguard. And I think a good bodyguard would be, Koth the Poisoner. Koth the Poisoner, but yeah, not command, but we're going to be assigning Koth as our bodyguard. Now, on to the next online conquest. Alright. Now we got FIFA Lyote. He's got a defense rating of 267, same as us. And his defenses, he's got... Okay, so this guy's actually got defenses, so we gotta review these. He's got metal walls, good on ya. Fire spouts, good on ya, even though I would have used poison. And defender hosts. Now, his defenders are his Praetorian Guard, like I said before. And then his captains, he's got Posh, Deathmonger, a Poisonous Farl Slayer, so he's like he is a spearman, so we'll try to turn him to our side. Doug's the Cruel, he is a terror tracker, we'll try to turn him to our side. And Tugor the Blacksmith, he is a machine tank, definitely want this guy on your side. And then for us, we've got defenders, we've got sappers. Now, he does not have any artillery, which, again, is wrong on him. Now, we're going to experiment with fire siege beasts for this, and I'm going to show you guys what fire siege beasts do. They basically cover the archers. It's like an airburst anti-archer system. That's what your siege beast artillerymen do. Like right when you're in position, they'll start firing, and as you advance, they'll keep firing at the enemy positions to kind of give them a sheath of fire, as they say in military science. So we have all of our infantry. We've got Ologs, we've got crossbowmen, we've got archers, we've got standard sword infantry, light infantry, we've got defenders, which are our heavy infantry, we've got other heavy infantry, so, and we've also got our mace infantry, which are extreme light infantry. So now they're gonna charge. And the infantry contingent moves on forward. Now, this is not gonna be a big problem. Like I said, use poison siege beasts. They're better. Use poison siege beasts, you'll be better off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this guy, turn him around. If some infantry will not be on your side, you definitely want to take the captains that your enemy has. Now Doug's the Cruel is our first capture. So then we go. Now we capture the gatehouse. And now our infantry are pushing forward. Now, what these guys are going to do is these guys are going to want to keep the enemy infantry, which is the same sort of army composition, away from us. Now, the Warriors' Quarter is an additional part of the Fort of Gorgoroth. In Gorgoroth, shall I say. It's not going to be as easy as your last couple. as the last couple of fortresses that we've taken. So now I'm not sure if there's going to be internal victory points or not. If there are, we'll see what happens with them. Now we are going to keep this offensive going. And now we've got to capture the last objective. Now the artillery will fire with you, but the fire siege beasts do not do that, obviously.
You still have work to do on this fortress if you plan on taking us out. Did you really think I'd leave you be? And let you run amok?
And what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna capture the courtyard, which is basically the fight, the fight pits, and now we're going to work on cutting Posh off. So Posh is going to retreat. So now, Posh is going to try to humiliate us. So now, Posh is going to try it again. We're going to duck his spears, and now so now Posh is broken and he's running. So what we're gonna do is Posh will have died before he got up top here, so that's a bit of a detrimental part of this fort that we're going at here now. That's a detrimental part of Fifaliente's fort. Now, Fifaliente's fort is good, but I would recommend either using Curse Siege Beasts or Poison Siege Beasts to hold back enemy forces, and that way you keep the player controlling Tally and occupied. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna capture this last, and now we've got surrendering Uruks, and we're gonna do what we always do with them, which is drain health from them. So there we go. So now our troops are celebrating or whatever. So we're gonna go take out the Overlord, which is a level 70. So as I said, it would be nice if you had a counterattacking, army of reinforcements or something like that. Like I said earlier, in the next Shadow game. So just a little bit of development tips for Warner Brothers and the producers of this game.
You should never have come here, Grave Walker. I am the lord of this fort.
for Monolith and Warner Brothers, just a couple of ideas. Okay, and this guy's got a major hammer, so he's got like a mallet. So what we're gonna do is we are going to have our bodyguard and our with the bodyguard dealing with the infantry below, the hunters, which I did not expect Shugor the blacksmith to have hunters. So yeah, so there's that question answered. Now the crossbowmen are going to be captured and turned against their comrades in arms as per usual. So there are not any of them. Yeah. And we're gonna try to get. We are gonna try for gold, but I doubt we're gonna get it. As you can tell, we've got like less than 10. So now, with Tigor's got a weakness to poison, so that's why I brought Koth the Poisoner with me.
I will be your chosen.
Now, we did not get any captains from this, I don't think. Reason being, there were none, I don't think. Or we might have gotten one captain. Now, Fifalente, good fort. Again, I highly recommend that you have artillery on both the entrance and the midway area to your overlord's castle. So, just a little bit of constructive criticism. Now, what we're going to do next is we are going to do one last online conquest. Now, like I said, you want to bring a great army with you. You don't want to bring an army that's half-assed. Like just, okay, mixed infantry, no Caragor cavalry, no artillery of any kind. That's not going to work. Now, the fire artillery, like I've shown you before, is the weakest artillery you're gonna have. So, because that artillery just shot half shy of the archer towers, it didn't really shoot on point. So what we're gonna do is we are now a level 367. Now we are going after a UX82. He has level 372. So we're going to try to see what his defenses are. Now, what we're going to do first off is we are going to switch to Cursed Siege Beast. Cursed Siege Beast, Defenders, Fire Archers. Now he has Hunters. Now, Hunters are good for taking out beasts. Like, let's say you have a War Grog with you, and because I have the ability to spawn a Grog, and sometimes my army will have one War Grog with it, even though I haven't selected the ability for it. So he's got Fire Spots, Hunter Hosts, and one War Grog. He does not have artillery. So that is a major setback. His captains are Doug's the Unashamed. Retak, Deathbone. He's a poisonous feral assassin. We're gonna try to capture him. Shag, the twins. Try to get him because he's a cursed assassin. Garl the Serpent. He is a poisonous mystic beastmaster. We're going to try to capture him. And we are also going to try to get Zun Beast Butcher. He is a feral marksman. He does not have any abilities on him. Now, does this guy have any artillery? No, he does not. Because it's obvious that if he had artillery, it would have shown. So, because you need to have siege beasts on defense so you can scatter the enemy infantry forces, because it's not going to come in one wave. There'll be one group of infantry coming in, and there'll be more and more infantry coming in behind that. So the initial attack will have the player controlling battalion in the front, and the infantry, the wave of defenders, crossbowmen, archers, mace infantry, sword infantry, heavy defenders infantry, and super heavy Olog infantry charging as one. So you want to have artillery to kind of deviate that initial group. So there we go. We fire off, and now we do not have any infantry at all. We do not have any infantry, any towers to talk about for UX's fort, despite his fort having not one, not two, but about 5 or so, 5, 6 or so crossbowmen and archer posts. Now, he did good with the crossbowmen. He's got like about 5 archer posts from what I can tell. Now, Amug is dead due to shock, so there's one there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna capture this. Now, Post Tinder just burned Garl alive, so that's another captain dead. So, but support them if they're low health. And right now, my captains are of no low health at all. So, again, you wanna mix the archers with the siege beast artillery to kind of give a good sheath of fire for defense. Because those firing ports on the turrets, as they're called, of a castle will not be of a good defensive quality. And who is this? Ah, Bruce. Time to die, Bruce. Well, we're not going to capture Bruce because he's a essential story character for this guy, so we're going to try to get to level 47. Capture him. Capture Flack the Amputator. I have him retreat. And now Bruce is going to be forced to retreat with the other captains. Now we've got a broken captain here, so we're gonna capture him. He is Hungrist Flamemonger, so he's another good orc to capture. Now, these guys are starting to retreat and they're starting to group up, which means when they start to group up, that usually means, okay, hey, we're on our last legs. The towers of archers haven't helped, and there's no artillery. We cannot do anything. We cannot do anything at all. So we're gonna capture our level 44 captain. Capture him. Attack Deathbone. He looks a bit like Darth Malgus from Star Wars, to be honest with you. So now now the level 45 is gonna retreat. And there's fire spouts, so fire spouts are not a good thing. Bruce, I don't want to hear it. Even though I had to break you in my game, I don't want to hear it here. Even when I'm facing you again? And Hogleep just killed somebody. I don't know who it was, but he killed somebody, alright. And Hogleep, he just killed the Uggs the Unashamed. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, this is not good. Koth Blade Master poisoned. Yep, that'll do it. So now we've got a level 60 cap. Now we've got a good amount of captains wounded. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna most of these happens in the infantry. We're gonna capture this guy. It's not for the it's not for the foul. Get up. Get up. Alright, his soup. And Ushak Skullcracker. Dead. Ushak, your service will be remembered, my man. Well, we could have gotten a better captain. Better captain than Ushak, so. And we have, so Ushak was a casualty that will be long and numbered. Back of the Heartless, burned.
I stand before you with pride. You are the one who will fail in this assault and leave this fortress in shame. You are me, not me.
You, sir.